quick build here, and from the shops in Elm City, North Carolina. I'm at it again. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I did. I just can't help myself. I've taken two International 560 semi-mount plows, 14-inch plows each, and I'm coupling them together and making me a flex plow. And right now we're working on the front part of it. What I've done to begin with is I built this beam here to give it more rigidity. This is a 4x6 3/8 wall beam. Had this built, and believe it or not, it's the way machine shops and what steel costs now, it's close to $2,000 in that thing right there. Then I've run into a problem. I was going to try to pick this up just like the IH did. This is an original IH on-land hitch attachment for this plow. They made it. That would work on the 550s or the 560s, either one. And what happened, the way this had to be attached back here, the center lift wheel, which that's International right there, that's off an International 800 plow. And all this stuff here, you see, I found a good friend of mine, Tim Carantz in Minnesota, found it for me. I do appreciate it. He's been a big help, even though we've never met, but we stay in contact. He's done a good job helping me find stuff. But anyway, it wants to roll every direction I give you. Like if I'm standing back in the plow, this is right hand, this will be left. But it wants to roll to the right, which is a characteristic of all these International John Deeres. All of them are built like this. They always want to go to the right, but they got a heavy hitch over here, like a lever, that'll pull them back down. When you pick up, it wants to roll to the right, but the hitch holds them down. When you put them in the ground, the physics changes to the opposite. You don't have that negative lift over there. It goes back the other way. Okay, well anyway, what happened, this right here, when I went to pick it up, the regular International, with this plow like this, you go to pick it up and you could do it fine, well, even with an 806 or so. But with that being welded over there like that, you threw the center of gravity off and put everything, your fulcrum really right in here, so the plow wanted to twist. So that didn't work out like I wanted. So anyway, I found this, and like my friend found this in Minnesota, around Marshall, Minnesota, Dawson, Minnesota, I think is where it come from. And this is a front furrow wheel off a 588 case plow, excuse me, white plow. And that, we finished mounting this about 2 weeks ago, and it really, you'll see it in a minute, we'll go hook it up and make it work. It really works good. It had to shorten, if you notice this here, I had to take that much out of it, because this frame of this plow is about 4 inches difference than what the white plow is. So we shortened this up in here, and we also raised this plate, put this plate here, this resting plate, cast the resting plate down about 2 inches. So I got about 4.5 inches, and that worked out fine. And of course, this is the International on-land hitch. And what I just learned here recently, I used to have an International 710 plow, semi-mount, and it oscillated in here. And I got to thinking about that, what happened when I picked up everything here. I'll be hooking this up to an old farm on M in a minute, just for demonstration purposes. And it wanted to throw the tractor around. Immediately I saw what was going. It was twisted and it torquing in here. So I won't have to make so this will oscillate in here. And this is some of the stuff I'm getting together to do it with. What this is for, this right here, this tube of 4 1/4 inch wall tubing, that's going to be a support, go from here back down to here to give this some help in here, and also it helps that backbone of that plow over there, because it throws the pressure all in one spot over there. And this, like I said, come off of an International 800 type flex plow.
Yeah.
And it also too is about 4 inches or so higher than what I need to lift this. You'll see when I lift it, it'll put like a camelback in this plow. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find out how much I need to do. And I'll take this resting plate on this tube here. I'll cut this off with a carbon arc torch, and then it'll be lowered probably anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. I don't know exactly where yet. It'll be lowered and welded back, and that'll take care of that issue. Then come the coupling this plow up. And so all this is, put all this on here. This is nothing but a 4x7 3/8 wall toolbar is what I made this out of. And then of course I had a friend of mine had one of the table cutting things. He come over, looked at it, and he put all the curves in it and made it fancy, cut the holes. It really looked sharp, I think. And then we put these plates on. These right here, these are homemade draft links right here, duffel links. These draft links right here at the bottom, white ones, they were actually international, and they were actually made to go in something like a fast hitch. I got the points around it somewhere. I cut them off and put a hole in there for that. But that's what they were international fast hitch ports that convert a 2-point to a 3-point type situation.
Yeah.
And then this plow here's another identical. Both of them are identical, 560 semi-mount plows, 14-inch plows. Now, and I was trying to get my weight this way much as I could, and this is about all I could do with a counterbalance to counterbalance this thing, and it really helped. I wish I could get a little bit more. I may be able to get a couple more inches, but that's going to be about it. But what happened, stick right there, man. What happened when I hooked the plows up, I noticed, and I figured this was going to happen, it leaves a blank space in here. It looked great this way, but this ain't the way the plow travels. The plow travels this way, and it will leave a furrow plowed here. And so y'all probably seen the video, and sometime with the other plow built 8-bottom fully mounted. I did the same thing on that one. I just took this same idea. I just took all the bolts out and slid the whole beam forward one and took the back one off, and I'm gonna put that up here, and that'll take care of that problem. And then I'll be coming over here with some supports. There's a bar for the coulter right there. I'll be putting it back up in here. And the only issue I know I'm gonna have in here right now, there's really not a whole lot to do with this plow. This plow pretty much you could take it off and not much trouble, put it behind another tractor and just go ahead and plow. The only problem I'm thinking about right now, I'm thinking about this right in here. I don't know about this degree right here. I haven't really got to figuring it out yet. It's gonna be kind of close for turning in here. And the only way to remedy that is like on your white plows. What they did, and the Olivers too, they left a little bit of extra space in here, and I think that's where I'm gonna handle that. At the worst, well, I'm gonna put about 1.5 inch bar in here or so, and so I can come over to here, and then I got, and I'll show you those in a minute. I can actually make this fast hitch if I want to. They're a little bit longer, so I got to get this a little bit further apart. If that don't work, I'll just take and make these longer or something like that. And that's
so traveling in the field, it's going, it's going to, flexing a little bit, but
it's going to roll and move like any tractor plow on the field. But what's going to happen when you turn, this is going to come into each other like this.
Yeah.
And it just, all it needs is just a little more space in here to have room to turn. Because when they send in that plows, they do bottom out as far as the hitch or how far you let it turn. They're in place. It stops it either way. It'll stop it.
Yeah. Is that something you could adjust with the turning to get it to stop? I guess when you lengthen it, you'll have to adjust this to make sure it gets as close as.
I'll tell you what, while we're talking about that hitch right there, come on up here. I'll show you one. This is another hitch of those. You see this right here?
Yeah.
Get a good picture of that. When it turns, it's those froze right now, but it stops right there, and when it comes back the other way, this right here hits right there and stops. So it limits the turning radius, turning on it.
Oh yeah.
And I've also given consideration to make it like the International. I was going to block this off and just turn it like a helicopter. I think I'm going to say this way, but don't quote me on it. I'm just liable to change my mind anytime on this stuff. Anyway, there's really nothing I've done. The only thing I've done is when I took the 6-bottom off, I moved all the lift wheel stuff up to here. This will work fine, but it's set up like this, with that type hitch set up like that. Now, if I go to the what I call a helicopter, like that, I got to go to a caster wheel back here. I got one over here somewhere, but that's what I'll have to do there. And these are the fast hitch ones here. If I ever decide to use them, I got them ready to go on there. This will go up underneath goes on the front part.
Yeah.
And this right here.
Yeah, so fast.
That's the point for the back.
Yeah.
These were off of something like, a 1 inch 100, 130, 140, I don't know. They're all the same. These here come with the plows, and I bought them. International offered that back in the 60s and the day when they built these plows. So if you had a fast hitch tractor, you could use that plow behind it.
Yeah.
That's what that was all about.
Oh yeah.
And it's not all that simplistic, but that's about all I got to tell you about it. Simple, to me it's simple to build on the thing, but it just takes a lot of work to carry these simple plans sometimes. And that's where I'm at. Not the only thing else to tell you. And we'll get the old tractor here hooked up to it, Emma hooked up to it, and I'll run it and show you.
So you gonna outfit it with coulters as well? Oh,
yeah, I've got all the coulters for it. They're all apart right now. But one thing I found out building this old stuff, don't think when you're going down that road for the first time, I don't know how this is going to turn out. You got to make some adjustments sometimes. That's called changes that you don't want to make. And I elected not to go ahead and get those things completely ready because of I might be wasting my time. So I'll get those straightened out. But what I'm going to do to those coulters, I'll take all the hubs. If I can find one here, here it is. Here's a pattern, a template I made years ago. A lot of international hubs in the day didn't come with the grease setting. In the book, they recommend you take it apart every year, clean it out, and repack it. What I did, I found a location where I need to put that grease fitting, and I made that for a template, and I just take it to somebody's got a milling machine, and they'll sit right there and punch out a hole, and then take the bit out and put a threader and thread it, and put a grease fitting right down, and take hardly 5 minutes to do each one.
Yeah.
So in other words, if I did that and things weren't working like I wanted to, that'd been wasted work and money.
But you know, people don't grease in things, even take them out to bother to even pack them anyway.
You know, the only time they pack them is when they quit.
Yeah, when they seize up.
I'll throw the whole thing off. Now, I hate coulters. Now I tell you, I despise them.
Yeah.
I despise them to adjust them.
Yeah.
But if you ever get them right, they really help you plowing, because every time you take like this plow, when I get through it, it'll take me several hours to adjust them when I get in the field and get right. You start with the back.
Yeah.
And you get that 14-inch furrow back here like you want it, and then you go to the next one, and when you get that 14 inches, you measure from the back blade over to the next one. You get that. In other words, you're getting the same exact cut every time. That's one way you get your field real level, and things just look like glass out there.
Oh yeah.
They're important, but I hate them.
Yeah.
But they do good work. And this one right here, I'm gonna do a little different. All my stuff right here right now is a 17-inch coulter. Now I offered a bar. I don't have any shop right now. They offered a bar. That bar that goes down the heavy-duty rolling coulter is 15 inches long. Now if you want to use a 20-inch coulter blade, you got another one there. You get it 17 inches long.
Yeah.
So I got all those. I'm gonna put 17s on this. 20-inch coulters on this one.
Oh yeah.
All right, give me just a minute here. Give us a minute. We'll get the tractor hooked up and show you how it works. Do a little talking now about this OEM here now. And folks asked, is this OEM will pull that plow? I told them I thought I had to put it in second gear though. No, it's got a bunch of hydraulics on it, and it's just simpler than the tractor I'm gonna pull it with. I can just reach over the side and play with the plow and learn and all that kind of stuff. What I'm doing here is fine, it'll roll around, but it's not gonna pull it. But this tractor,
of course it will.
Huh?
Of course it will. Somebody
Yeah. This OEM here now, I'm 74, I'll be 75 the next birthday. My daddy bought this tractor brand new. And it's a 1949 model, and I'm a 1949 model. And I come just a little bit before the tractor, not much. But I figure if the tractor had come first, basically Daddy never told me which one was the best deal, the tractor or me. So that's that. The other thing I was gonna say, I ain't gonna say it. I'll say it, Matt, and just blurt this out if you want to. It's kind of like this. If the tractor had come first, I wouldn't be here. Because Daddy had been in the field playing with the tractor, stood in the house playing with Mama.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of spaghetti up here, and the hose is just what I could cobble together to do my testing up here. When it hits the field, it'll all be a different deal. But I'm getting there. So I hope I got the hoses in the right spot.
If not, that'll be the first take two we had to do, right?
3, 4. There you go. All right, we're ready to go up and down. As far as I know, if I got to place hoses in the right place.